Mort Zuckerman's with me now. He does not have a leg problem. He was meeting with the Chinese today. He's, of course, the chairman of Boston Properties. Welcome to Bloomberg.
Thank you.
Anything to discern, today from this meeting that was held in New York City amongst the meeting of the minds, I suppose, with the Chinese?
Well, I think there is a lot of interest in what's going on in China, and the hope is that somehow or other there is a mythology about how strong their economy is, how they're going to take over the financial world, et cetera, et cetera. So everybody's trying to attract them to New York, and with some success, I would say. The mayor, whom I introduced, and said that if he were in China, he would be shortly running the entire country. He basically made the very, very valid point about New York, which is the most important thing about the companies that are in New York, is the quality of the people they can hire. And if there's one thing about New York, it attracts good people, it rewards good people, it celebrates good people. So talent comes here, and that is the most important ingredient. What makes New York an unbelievable city for the kind of businesses that have, in a sense, intellectual power or intellectual assets.
I completely agree with that, and actually there's a surplus of that labor. Today's jobless claims number was bad relative to expectations. Employment levels in this city are not good, but you had 50 of the world's, or at least 50 of the top Chinese business leaders who are sitting here.
That's right.
And they're staring at that opportunity. How do you think they think about that?
Well, I mean, the Chinese, who were for a long time just literally a very insular country, are now clearly looking all around the world as to where they're going to be able to grow. And I think New York really offers them a lot of opportunities, and I think they recognize it, and the mayor articulated them. So I think they're interested in a general way, but of course it all has to translate into specifics. They are going to be looking to expanding both their financial activities and their sales activities around the world, and I think we're a natural place for it.
Yeah, and it makes a ton of sense. And what worries me most is this, anti-Chinese Chuck Schumer Google thing that's going on. I don't even know if that's a thing, but at the end of the day, what you just said is a much more global business leader's perspective. How do you bridge that relative to the issues that you might see in the current U.S. economy and how we could fix them, maybe by partnering with the Chinese?
Well, I think there will be particular areas where we could partner with the Chinese, and I think that's something we ought to try and find a way to do. They are clearly going to be an emerging economic force. It doesn't mean that they are anywhere near where we are as a practical matter. I mean, but they're very hardworking. They're very disciplined. We have a very different kind of a system. Their system works for them. They've been an authoritarian state for 5,000 years. They're not about to change it. And they have people who are basically thinking ahead. They really are planning for the future, and it's going to show. Now, the real issue is, are they going to be able to compete with us in terms of the knowledge-based industries? I mean, finance is a knowledge-based, not a labor-based industry. We're not into manufacturing. We're not into those kinds of goods. They basically are. So they're really trying to develop and go to another level in terms of the kind of work that we take for granted. I mean, manufacturing, industrial production in this country, which was 35% of the jobs, is now down to 10%. And agriculture, which was 75% of jobs in 1800, is down to 3%. And we have more food at better prices than we ever had. So we have got to make sure that we take what I spoke there, and what I was talking about were the unique advantages that the United States offers, and indeed New York offers, that really are special. In terms of the kind of people we have, the attitude, the culture, the business culture here, the get up and go qualities, the entrepreneurialism, the willingness to fund the new ideas and not the old, the young people and not the old, and how we're going to be, I think, as qualified to compete in the global economy as we were to compete in a national economy when nobody had a national economy anywhere the size of the United States 100 years ago.
Yeah, it makes a ton of sense. And again, it's spoken like a true, I guess, Canadian-American capitalist. But it's really a business leader's perspective. And I wonder, and we only have 30 seconds or so, but I wonder, what do you think the timing of that realization is relative to the political environment against the Chinese?
Well, I don't know that there really is a political environment against the Chinese. There are going to be some people who are going to, look, they are not a democracy, and they won't be a democracy for a long time. It's not their culture, it's not their history, not their tradition. Ours is, so we are perfectly willing to sort of enjoy things and absorb things that they are not willing to do. Nevertheless, they're going to be and they're very, very intelligent, very, very educated elite, and I think they're looking to expand their activities all around the world. They want to go into areas like finance, for example. example, and I think they will, and we've got to find a way to work with them. And New York is the perfect place for them because it is a community where everybody in the world sort of lives on this street, buys on the street, and they'll be comfortable that they won't feel overwhelmed by it. We have a big Asian population in the city, and I think there's a real confidence in the way the city is being run.
Yeah, that makes, I mean, and again, it's great that guys like you and Jamie Dimon and Michael Bloomberg really spearheaded that discussion because we need it. This is